Welcome to Healing Conversations with Sibisi Ngwepe, right here. It's a Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. And this means we are tapping into the mental space to talk all things wholeness and restoration so that you can function at your optimum best. I had the privilege of speaking to Phume Sibisi Khethang, a reality star, a pastor's wife, a mother, and an entrepreneur. She shared with us the journey of the passing of her husband. Join me for the second installment as we continue our conversation. I don't know if you're comfortable to share this with me. As a sister, as a friend as well, I couldn't help but notice the backlash. You know, they're going back and forth on social media. Yeah. Because I saw you, with time, you started going out and ministering. Yes. And there were views that said no. Yeah. Why are you not dressed in black? Yeah. Like you said. Yeah. And there were those who said, why is she back to public speaking? Yeah. What does that do to your mental health? You know, everything that you're just dealing with a loss, you're trying to cope the best way that you know how. And then here is, you know, you're going through it on the public platform for everyone to witness and everyone to give their 2 cents worth.
For me, there's one thing that the public, that they did not know. I did wear the black dresses for a month. And when I wore those dresses, I did not come to the public platform, but I was going to work. I went to work because I still have to put food on the table. For me, staying at home and mourning my husband forever, it's not gonna build that house that he wanted to build for us. It's not gonna feed the children. And one thing that the public has forgotten about me, I am a public figure. And it brings money for me to be a public figure. It brings money.
It fits your 3 boys.
It fits me. It fits the boys. It fits the daughter. It's gonna build and finish up that house. So if I am not doing that, who must do that? Because now I must conform on what people are saying. I must do what the culture says. I do not have a culture that says to me, do not go to work. My sins were washed away 2,000 years ago.
At the cross.
At the cross. So that I can be saved, I can be new, I can be renewed.
And your mind can be transformed.
And my mind can be transformed. And I must continue to do what I do the most, what I love the most. So for the community and for the in-laws and for whoever that feels that they have a right to tell me how to mourn. They were never in that bed for 11 years with my husband. They don't know our discussions. So why must I now do what they want me to do when they don't know what we promise each other that we will do? They were never there. And I am mourning the way I know how.
And you are coping the way that serves you.
It serves me. The mechanic that I'm using, it serves me. Because I don't sit. I've never been a person that sit in a challenge or in a problem or feeling pity now because now I've lost my husband, now I must sit in the shade. No, I've never been trained to be that person. No, I'm not strong again. No. People keep on saying, oh, you are strong, I want your courage. No. I am coping the way I know how to. I'm using the way I know how to, which is go out there and heal others. Because I feel that the minute I hear your sobbing story and I'm giving you the advice, I get healed also. That's how I am healing myself.
How has spirituality, you know, your relationship with God, and I say this because I know you have a relationship with God, how instrumental has that been in your journey of healing? It's you know, it's not even 5 months that we...
It's actually 3 months to be exact today.
And as fresh as it is, you know, what do you hold on to every day?
I hold on to one thing, to say he was never mine from the start. God borrowed him to me. And I had the best 11 years of my life with him. So that, it keeps me going every day to say he loved me loud. He was never ashamed about me. So let me keep going. And knowing that God is with me, I always say, God, I know you are with me. Just carry me through this. And he carries me. And that is why I always say when I talk to ladies to say, I don't know where do they run to if you don't have God, if you don't have the relationship with God. I don't know where they run to, because I run to God. I run to the Bible. And I read the books to say, he says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Throw everything to me. I will carry them because my shoulders are broad.
And you have your days of weeping, and
do.
you quickly realize and go to the word, and the Bible says that weeping endures for a little while, but your joy
comes in the morning.
Is coming in the morning. I would like you to, as a friend, knowing the relationship that I have with my husband, taking into account what I said to you, that if I were you, I think I would have died.
I thought I would do that too. I always said, I remember we had the episode, one of the pastors at the show, to say, will you marry your husband again? My answer was, I will. If I find him in heaven, I will marry him. I will marry my husband again. And I kept on saying, I will die if my husband can die now. Remember, I was saying, I don't know how to do I'm not domesticated. I don't know how to cook. He cooked for 11 years of our marriage. So can you imagine what is happening with me now? But I did not die, because God has a purpose for me to go and be a voice of the voiceless. So I'm still standing. I'm standing because I draw strength from God, not from friends, not from family, but from God. And I actually have the best structure from my friends, support structure from my friends and my family. They are the best. When I say I want to cry, they're like, we're coming. We'll cry together. So I am standing.
And channeling your pain towards helping other women. Botla, let's talk. Your baby.
That's my baby.
Going on how many years old now?
It's going to be 2 years in May this year.
And we are definitely going to celebrate that.
Yes. Yes.
That gives you a platform to share your pain and your journey.
Yes. That's how Botla started, because when Andile passed on, my son.
Your son.
Yes, it was 2009 in September. It was only 14 years. I did not know who to tell, because my mom was just grieving her husband, was still grieving her husband. And they were very close with Andile. So I did not know, I did not want to burden my mom. So I wanted to tell somebody. And I remember one day I sat and I just told a woman that was completely a stranger. Then when I met Khethang in 2011, we had friends that we had the married couple. And you can tell when your friend is not happy in a marriage. You can tell. So we started saying, let's talk about these things that they're bothering us, because as we are married to these guys, or they're married to us, we are not their first choices, and we are not their family's choices. Yes, so we cannot go to our mother-in-laws and say, your son is doing this. Like you fairly said, I'm Zulu, and isiZulu, they're saying, you cannot be running around telling everyone about your marriage problems. So, Mele, you die here. Yeah. So we formed this, and my husband, actually Botla is not even mine, it was my husband. So he's like, no guys, let's Botla.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. What's bothering you guys? Because out of the 8 guys that we're sitting, it looked like we're the only one that have a perfect marriage, where my husband doesn't go at night, doesn't, so we're like, okay, I'm not sure. No, I can't answer because I don't know. And I'm that person that I always want to answer on something that I've experienced. If I haven't experienced it, I keep quiet, because I don't know what advice to give. So that's how Botla started. And it has helped me a lot to offload the things that I've gone through. That yes, some of them I've shared with people, but not in the platform that had like Ipola. And women, they've been sharing stuff a lot. And I carry a lot from these women again to take home. And where do I take it now? I take it back to God to say, you called me. This is an assignment you gave me.
Yes.
So you deal with these problems.
Studies have shown that loss of a spouse can trigger mental illnesses.
Yes.
In some instances, not only mental disorders, your depression, anxieties, but in some patients, it has also, and I say patients because one has moved from being, someone who has suffered a loss to experiencing a psychiatric condition that requires intervention. What would you say to someone who is facing a loss, struggling to rise up, struggling to reach out, and struggling to have a voice?
I think that's where I get a problem, or I get judged on. Because I am scared of being sad for too long. So that is why I snap out very quick. So for me to give an advice to that lady out there is to say, it's fine, cry. It's fine. You lost somebody that you love, you truly loved. You're married to this person, I don't know how many years. But think about yourself again. Then that's when I will use this word, snap out.
Snap out of it.
Not in a bad way, but snap out in a manner of, now your curtains are falling apart.
No one is coming.
No one is coming. He ain't coming back. He is gone. He is with God now. Snap out of it. And I normally say, we don't move on, but we move forward, like the Israels. We move forward, not forgetting where we're coming from, but we move forward. So let's move forward. You've got children to take care of. Can you think about them? And I then become selfish again to say, take this as if you were gone. What will your husband be doing now?
Would you want him to put his life on hold?
Because when you are gone, it's pretty unfair. So think of that. Don't be unfair on yourself. It's fine to cry. It's not that I don't cry. I cry a lot. Every Sunday when I take out a dress to wear, I open his wardrobe because that's what we normally do. I will take the clothes that I'm thinking, oh, it was going to match this and this. I'll put it on bed. And then then when I come back from church, I put it back in the cupboard. It's helping me. So find something that is going to help you to heal.
And do it your own way.
Your own way, not Mamezala way, not your children's way, your way, not your church's way, your way. Because you're the one that needs the healing. They're gone. They left the Sunday. The funeral was on Saturday. They left Sunday morning. They left with the reality. So face the reality, heads on.
Let me ask you this question. And I had hoped that I would misdirect myself from it, but I'm tempted to ask you this question. Do you feel that in-laws are supportive to young wives' journeys who experience loss? What has been your experience?
Personal experience? No. Widows that I'm talking to? No.
Let me interrupt you and just say, with us black people, if I die today, my husband definitely had a hand in killing me.
Yes.
And I imagine that if he dies as well, his family will say, I had a hand in killing him.
Yes. All widows kill their husband as per their in-laws. Regardless how sick he was. He can hang himself. He can shoot himself. But you killed him as a woman. So we need to have one voice to say, it's fine if I killed my husband. Why would I marry him for 11 years and then end up killing him? Why would I pay for such facilities and then to kill him?
Why would I put myself through such pain?
Why?
My children through such pain?
Why? What will I do? Why will I put another woman, which is the mother to this husband, in pain? Especially for me, that I've lost a son. I know that pain. Why would I want to put another woman into such pain? Why? Why would I do that? And even if I want to kill, I've got the Christ in me won't allow, even no matter how upset I am, I don't wish anyone to die, or anyone's child, or anyone's mother, father to die. Because I know what it's like to lose a parent. I know what it's like to lose a child. I know what it's like to lose a husband. When you lose a husband, you get called widow. But when you lose a child, what's your name? What do we call you? So why would I want to do that on another woman?
Now, Sis Phume, I'm curious to ask you this. You are on Pastor's Wives,
Yes.
the reality series.
Yes.
And with this transition in your life, are people saying to you, hang on, this series is about Pastor's Wives.
Yeah.
You are no longer a pastor's wife.
Yeah.
So should we expect to still be seeing you? Or is community saying to you, or even social media, saying, hang on, this is not a platform for you anymore?
Let me say this first. I'm actually an original cast member of Pastor's Wives. So I've done season 1, season 2, season 3. Should the production come back to me and say, Phume, we need you, season 4, I will jump to the opportunity. Because in my belief, I am still a pastor's wife, because I was married to one. I did not divorce my husband, but he went to be with the Lord. So I am officially still a pastor's wife. And I will definitely, should the opportunity come, I will definitely go back. Yes, the community has things to say. The society always have something to say. And funny enough, the society, it's Christian society. I will never be judged by the ordinary citizens. It's always the Christians that they'll be like, no, but she's not married to a pastor anymore. Why is she here?
But we've seen on the Real Housewives series.
Half of them, they're not even married.
Precisely.
But because Christians, we are hypocrites like that, they'll be the ones that they'll be saying that. Should the opportunity come, I'll grab it and run with it.
You have quite a following on social media platforms. And often I am curious as to, how you answer the naysayers who are quick to point out your friends.
Yes.
And they say, but you seem to be hanging out a lot with young men, and you seem to be hanging out a lot with homosexual,
yes,
with homosexual people. What do you have to say to that?
Before Phume became Umamfundis, a pastor's wife is a title. There is a human being behind that title, which is Phume, which is Umalavi, because my friends call me Umalavi. I love my friends dearly. I am not God to judge them. If it is a sin, let God judge them. I've got my own sins that I will be judged by God. I am not here to say you are right, you are wrong. No, it's not for me. They chose, or they born like that, or whatever the society want to say about abantu homosexual. That's not for me. I see human beings, I see the images of God, and I love them for who they are. I love my friends dearly. I will take a bullet for them. I love my friends. And they've shown me the homosexual family has loved me more than my own blood, has shown me respect more than my own Christian family. Not the church as the Calvary Bible Church, but as Christian, as a Christ, as the body of Christ. The homosexual people, they've loved me dearly. And I know they will take a bullet for me too. So I'm sticking with them.
Are you saying that, let me rephrase and say, have you observed some extent of judgment, within the church, that the church can be quite judgmental and somewhat mask it as being opinionated, somewhat mask it with Bible verses?
I'm saying, I am so used to be judged by Christians now. I am so used. Remember my history. I was once a Sangoma. I was judged to say, how can a pastor marry an ex-Sangoma? I am judged by my homosexual friends. Now I'm judged by being a widow, which is God's will. I'm going to be judged. And I'm judged by Christians. Christians, we are very, very much judgmental. That is why our churches are empty, because we're judgmental.
And to a certain extent, we don't quite empathize.
No. No, we never empathize. It's all about us. It's always about us. And we forget that God says, I make you out of my image. uNkulunkulu akanandaba ukuthi you are isigebengu, you are a criminal, he still blesses you because he's God of love.
He loves us all.
So people, they can judge all they want. Honestly speaking, I'm used to Christians judging me. And I'm not serving a pastor, I'm serving God under the pastor.
Profound. Let's speak on your children. And I think this is very dear to your heart because they were also affected by the loss.
Yes.
How have they been coping?
The two guys, the older ones, I don't see them often.
They are married?
They're married.
In their
own homes.
With
yes.
their wives?
The wives, and and then we've got a granddaughter who he happened not only to meet over the phone, like pictures. Azania, she's 4 months. Then the one that is more affected is the young one, because remember he met him when he was 6, and he raised him.
Yes.
So they did things together, a lot of things together, and he is an international student, so he had a problem getting his SAQA qualifications, and Khethang was helping him. They will not sleep day in, day out, and when he got the South African qualifications on that Monday, that's a Monday that Khethang passed on. So he couldn't even tell him to say, dude, finally what we have fought for
has materialized. So he lost a father, he lost someone to share, his victories with.
Yes.
And how is he dealing with that now? I can imagine that, more, not necessarily that they have been less affected, but it seems to have had much more of a greater effect on your younger son.
Yes. No, he's affected badly in a way that now we started tertiary. He decided to go and stay with his dad because he said, I don't want to stay here. Not that I don't love you, Ma. Not that I don't want to be with you, but that man is not here.
It's not the same.
It kills me to always see his cars, see his clothes. I don't want to be here. Maybe in 2024 I'll come back. But for now, because I respect my children and because I listen to my children, I let him be. Because that's his way of mourning. That's his way of grieving. So they do the same with me.
Exactly.
They never ask me to say, oh, you're back at work, you're back at pulpit, you're back at public speaking. Because they know it's my way of grieving. So he's gone to live with his dad.
What are you looking forward to?
One thing that I'm looking forward to is to finish that home that we're building and furniture it and say, my love, I've done it. We did it. Because that was his vision. I just want to complete it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And what can we look forward to from Mrs. Phume?
What you can look forward to is, personally from me, it's growing off Ibodla Let's Talk. And it's me being the voice of the voiceless in everything that concerns women, girl child. There's quite a lot that is coming in the pipeline.
As your parting statement, what would you say to any person right now? And I'm not asking this on a specific focal point.
Yes.
Because you're quite a well of wisdom, you're quite a wealth of experiences. And if you were to say to anybody right now, going through something, not going through anything, what would that be? There's your camera there.
I will say, in everything that you do, think about yourself first. Put yourself first. follow your dreams, and make sure whatever dream that you have, you complete it, regardless of the time that you will complete it at, but complete it. That's what I will say.
And there you are, South Africa. I have learned so much. Society needs to learn so much. You know, in our quest for inclusion, we can lose ourselves. In our quest for acceptance, we can compromise so much of ourselves. What I've learned from Sis Phume's journey is that you can always, always forge forward, regardless of whatever tragedy that you face. Whatever loss that you encounter in your life, find a way that you can deal and handle the loss. There is no set manual for grief. There is no set manual on how to mourn, but there is a way that is peculiar to you. There is a way that will enable you to cry, but still cherish the memories and love of the life that you had with your loved one. Every minute that you have with your loved one is a blessing. Thank the Lord for such and trust the Lord with their lives every day. This is Healing Conversations with Sibisi Ngwepe. Let's meet next week again as we tap into your mental space. God bless you.
To get yourself a copy of our latest books, The Mending of a Broken Vessel and Maintaining Your Joy, a journal for daily positive living, visit a bookstore near you.